Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome up the guys from Project Spores. Oh, we can do better. We're competing. Yeah.
Is this on? Hey.
We're competing with the cosplay stage. Yeah. Sorry.
There's a few people here. This is great.
Yeah. They've come just for you. Well, maybe they don't even know who you are, so why don't we jump straight into introductions?
Introductions. Hello, everyone. First and foremost, thank you so much for coming. This is very overwhelming. I'm Abby. I am playing Ellie in Project Spores, and I'm also on the producer team.
My name is Nika.
We didn't want you to talk.
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Hey, my name is Nika. I play Abby, and I'm also producer, designer, and yeah, that's it.
And I'm Ben. I play Joel, and I wrote the script, and I'm the third producer. Yeah, that's us.
Yeah, we'll put the names on screen as well. I think he's just pulling it up there. You know, because I don't know about you, I'm terrible with names. So, yeah. Now, also, I just want to mention, was anyone at the masquerade yesterday? They won. Yeah, round of applause. Yeah. It's not went to the head at all. Like, the head was half the size yesterday. It's amazing. But, yeah. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming here to talk about fan films. Our message is saying, I've got an hour to fill. Do you want to do it? And I was like, yes. Let's do this.
Grubby hands.
Exactly that. We were very, very excited.
Now, obviously, we've introduced you three, but there are a lot of other people involved as well. Would you like maybe introduce some of those and talk about them?
We have a few here.
Yeah, we have quite a few cast members and like crew in the audience. Give us a wave. Oh.
So that's half the audience.
It pretty much is, yeah. Can we get Sam stand up as well? This is our director, Sam.
Sam.
He's the director, cinematographer, and he's been dynamite the whole way through. And everything you see today is all him. It's just fantastic.
Now, I believe you guys, for the first time ever, want to show us a trailer of the film. Would you like to see an exclusive look at the trailer? I love how we're like, oh my God, it's real! Yeah? Oh, we're ready to have a look at the trailer? Yeah? I'm going to shut up now.
Oh.
Joel always said that people are bad. And that we're bad people. But how do you know which side you're really on? Maybe to someone else, you'll always be the bad person. No matter what you do to try and change that. I'm starting to think that he was right.
That was so weird.
Do you know what I love about that? It's weird for you because you're seeing yourself, but I'm looking at it going, that is what the PlayStation 10 graphics will look like when we play Last of Us. Does anyone else think that? It's like literally you're looking at a game but in real life. That's amazing. Amazing.
That is also the first time that we're announcing that it's being released the 19th of February. We knew the rough month, but that is our exact date that it will be premiering on YouTube. So, woo!
Well, seeing you've mentioned it, I know you're going to mention it later, but if, say, for example, people have their phones on them right now and wanted to subscribe to the YouTube channel, where can they find it?
Look for Project Spores. It's easy enough to find. Subscribe now so you know when it's coming out. We have some more content coming out, and yeah, definitely check it out.
Awesome. Now, I said this panel was about fan films, but I know you guys are putting so much work, and I thought it's a brilliant example to kind of talk through the process that you guys, all of you guys in the crowd have went through. So the first question really is, how did it all begin? Who had the original idea, and how did all of you guys kind of get involved?
Right, so it started out as we didn't plan to do a fan film. It started out with Sam, our director, messaging me and Abby just to do a photo shoot if we were interested. It was just in lockdown still, I think, when we started planning just doing a photo shoot. When that happened, we started thinking maybe we can get some more people involved, and then Ben got involved as Joel, we got Scott involved as Owen, and we got some clickers. That's how we got together with like 6 characters. Sam as a photographer. We did a short little video. Carlos joined us as a photographer. So that's kind of how this started. And from there, we were like, oh, this was such a good day. We want to try and expand it. We had more lockdown, so it was all kind of weird because we had to see when it could start and when we could potentially film. We wanted some additional cast, so we put a call out to get maybe Adina, Lev, some other people in, and that just went way bigger than we thought. We are currently, I think, 12 characters, something like that, and we just got so much more people just in our little crew that wanted to join, and Ben started writing a script, and from there, we just started planning, did a big photo shoot in a studio, and then filming started.
And we've had various people throughout it get in touch with us and say, I want to help out, I do this, I want to help out, I do that. For instance, Neve, stand up, Neve, stand up, Neve. Hey! So the music that was on the trailer then, Neve's made that, and she's working as one of the 2 composers, so we've got 2 composers working with us now. We've had various photographers, we've had various cast members, makeup, all sorts. It's been overwhelming the amount of people who've got in touch with us to get involved in the process that we've been going through. It's been awesome. Even
just to be extras, like people who might have, I don't know, 5 seconds in a film, but everyone's been so willing to help us out. And it's been, overwhelming. Yeah, 5 seconds in a film and a full day in a big haunted boarding school.
Terrifying.
It was horrible.
They're like, oh yeah, here's the haunted doll room where the dolls move. And we were like, brilliant, thank you very much.
There was no electrics. It was just, when night came, we had to get out. It scared the hell out of me.
From the beginning, Spores has just been we say it's a community, it's just been a collaborative fan passion project, and it's just grown from there. We've just had so many incredible interactions with people and like opportunities pop up. It's been amazing. It's been so good.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed I didn't get a phone call saying, do you want to be random guy hiding behind a tree in the forest? Because I thought I was born for that role.
We thought we saw you there.
Next time.
Yeah, visual effects. So,
or you just were there and hid really well.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, look for me. It's 12 minutes and 35 seconds in behind a tree. There we go. So that's kind of how it began. But what was the next stage of the process? You kind of gathered everyone together. What did you do next? Obviously, you were writing the script.
Yeah, so I started writing a script around The Last of Us, and we're not changing anything from the games. There's a lot of bits in between what you see in the games and stuff that we talked about that we thought would be cool to show. So once we had the script together and we had an idea of who the characters were going to be and how we needed to go about getting people involved and who was offering to come in and be part of it, then we started looking at locations and trying to get that planned. When we did that first photo shoot, we found a building that we went and shot in. And I'm not convinced we were supposed to be in there when we were shooting.
Yes, you were. You had permission just for legal.
Total permission.
Definitely.
Yeah. So this time, because we wanted to make this something a little bit bigger, what we started to do was look at studios, abandoned buildings that you could rent out, and various forests.
Very lovely people offering up like locations and stuff as well.
Yeah. So we had locations set up, we had cast set up, trying to get, I think all up, there's 24 people involved, and trying to get all of those people together in one place at the same time is a nightmare. So we've had, I think we started shooting for Spores in May?
I
No,
think
May.
it was May.
It was May.
In May, and we finished in October, at the start of October. So we've had 6 shoots, it's like about 70 hours of filming to get everything together.
Yeah, I've done 10 days of filming. So, we've all done such, like, a vast amount of content.
You and Sam have done the most. You've just been at every single one of them.
And it's been pretty long days. It was like start at 8 in the morning, finish at like 11 in the evening.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long way to spend a weekend. And I'm the only person who lives, oh no, Danny as well, but me and Danny live, well, we're the only people who live north of Leeds. So we've been travelling to Weston-super-Mare and London, and where else did we go?
We're all just super
Forest
spread out.
Dean.
over
Yeah,
England.
we're everywhere.
Yeah.
But all of the shooting seemed to be down south, so then it was a long journey home at the end of it, just crying the whole way home.
Because obviously the thing that I'm kind of getting from that is, and there's a lot of organisation involved in trying to get people together. Was there someone that kind of just said, you're organising everything? I know who it is. I'm just kind of getting to that point of like how much organisation was involved, like trying to get people together and, go on that next stage.
So the idea was the 3 of us were going to organise everything, but in reality, it was all Nika.
Nika's the one that makes really pretty lists, so
Yeah,
we
she
just
does, yeah.
assigned it all to her. But we have like weekly producer meetings every Tuesday to like organise everything and just keep on track.
Yeah. And even when we have those meetings, we're still, it's always just firefighting. It's the next thing that we have to do. It's been very, very hectic trying to get through it. But now all the shooting's done. Now it's all the post-production stuff. So now we've got the first half of the film together now. I'm looking at Sam. First half. Yeah.
I love the directors going, nah, well,
So the first half has now gone to the composers who I don't know if I've told Sam this yet, actually. I actually got the first draft of some of the music from Kate yesterday, and it's amazing. And then stuff's going over to Neve as well for the sound design, while the 4 of us are all working on getting the back end of the film sorted.
Well, when you just look at that picture about how many people are involved, all of the background work, because when you watch fan films, you don't realise there's people working on music, just the organisation, making sure everyone's right, the script, the shooting, the post-production, the colour, and it must be tiring.
Yeah, I think the big shoot in August we did with like 20 people, that was a lot. That was stressful. Like we have full-time jobs. Abby is a student, so we did. But it's quite hard to combine. This was basically almost a second job because you have to organize everything. We do a lot on social media, so there's a lot of creation talks going on. And then we haven't even talked about the funding yet.
No, but the thing about it has been like a second full-time job, and I wake up thinking about it before I think about work for the day. What do we need to do on Spores today? And it's everyone's had a bad 2020 because of COVID and lockdowns, and everyone's had a bad 2021 because of COVID and lockdowns, and everything also goes on. But it's been a bit of a crutch for all of us, I think, and it's been a good distraction to keep us.
It's been full time, and it's a thing of like, there were moments like the August shoot where we did 3 days of filming, like all day. And we got quite overwhelmed at certain points in the way that we just didn't stop. And we needed to take a step back and realize we're making a film. But at the same time, when people in the industry are making a film, they have like 200 people on a set doing runner, makeup, like hair, everything. Like we're doing a bit of everything. So it's just been a real team thing of like keeping everyone going and helping each other out as much.
Keeping Troy alive. Because on the shoot in August, so the one in the top left, that's where we were in the big abandoned haunted building, and it was
With permission.
with permission.
With
No,
permission.
we did.
Everything
We
permission.
booked that.
Yeah.
But we Troy was training for a muscle man shoot at the time.
Bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding, that's the one, not muscle
Troy
man.
is Tommy for anyone
Yes.
not familiar.
But he hadn't eaten, and we didn't have anywhere to prep his food. And he had this horrible wig on and this big fake beard, and he had to lay down and look injured. And he slept on the floor for about 2 hours. He was just out cold.
You were very convincing of being dead, to be fair. That was probably the best way to go about it. So, not even dead.
I think the term's method acting.
Yeah. But we ended up changing up the back end of the day and sending him home so he could go and eat, and then wrapping other people so we could do different things.
you want to tell us a bit more about, obviously, these are all at different points when you film, so what is happening in some of these photos? Yeah, you've got, obviously, the outdoor locations, indoor locations. That looks like a proper photo shoot as well. Yeah?
Yeah, we did a bit of everything, really. We went from the script and then decided what kind of locations we needed. And because we wanted to be proper about it, because we're making a film, we wanted to make sure we had permission to shoot everywhere. If we get a studio, we want to rent it out, make sure we have like proper insurance.
Not just
and
break in.
you're protected and you can do everything. So I think with that comes we needed funding, we needed some sort of money, because we did all put, the first shoot we did was the bottom left, which is in a photo studio where we all chipped in to just get something out there. And from there we were like, maybe we can try to crowdfund, get people to help out, because we had some people offer, like, do you have anywhere to donate? So we set that up and we got some really generous donations from people, which meant we could rent out, I think, 2 studios.
Yeah, we've rented 2.
So the
two
bottom,
full studios.
yeah, the bottom left studio you see there is it's called a Spores studio in London, in Brick Lane, and we sort of hired that one as an initial photo shoot to get like almost promotional pictures. And then what have we done? We got the abandoned school, the boarding school.
Yeah.
We did the Blackout studio there, which was also a medical facility, so it was all in one.
Hint,
and
hint.
then was that all the hired ones we did?
That was the more expensive place that we hired.
Yeah, those ones that cost a lot of
fortune.
money.
But that's part of the funding and the crowdfunding, and we've all chipped in as we've gone along. And actually, we've done it with, I don't know what the figure is for budget that we've spent, but we've done it relatively cheap, I
I
think.
think about maybe £2,000.
Yeah.
I think.
Not included camera equipment. I'll just put that out there now.
Well, if
all
you
of
think
our
about
time.
all, like, obviously you'd be using like camera equipment, you've only got like makeup, but all of the petrol, the travel, all of that kind of
Yeah.
plays into it, doesn't it?
Yeah, we basically just paid for all our own travel and accommodation most of the time. We've done all our own costumes. Makeup is just done within the cast. We help each other out, but the most of the funding has gone into locations and maybe like ordering some food for people
Yeah.
on the location. But we funded the travel and outfits and stuff, well, basically all ourselves.
So the 3 studio ones, the first one's the first photo shoot we did. The other 2 were when we had the big cast shoots, and that last one up in the top corner, that was about 5 minutes after we finished filming the last scene of the film, and it was just Sam, Abby, and I filming that last scene, and we didn't realise we'd finished. And you can't really see it on the clarity of that photo because we were all just knackered, but we'd all just been stood crying for like 20 minutes.
We accidentally ended up filming the very last shot of the film at the very end as the sun was setting on like a beautiful autumn day.
So emotional.
Oh, it's so emotional.
See, that's what I want to see recorded, and we could have just spent 20 minutes that panel just watching you all like blubbering messes in the video.
Yeah.
Maybe for like a behind the scene. Are you gonna have actually I haven't asked this yet. Are you gonna have like a behind the scenes video on YouTube as
We've
well?
already released a few.
Yeah, so I've kind of been in charge of editing and putting together behind the scenes stuff. So we've been filming behind the scenes vlogs, basically just little music videos of the weekends. And
Sorry, I got distracted. A Dalek just shot past. Saw
Yeah,
something
they're,
shiny
they're
and just...
going to be in the sequel of Project Spores.
Sorry, Abby.
no, it's fine. So yeah, we do have a couple of like BTS videos up, just showing locations and stuff up on the YouTube. We do have a few more to edit, but we can't post them yet because they have very major film spoilers.
Too many spoilers.
So they're going up after, but there will be hopefully like a big end of film BTS video, hopefully.
And obviously, we haven't really covered it yet, but the actual filming process, that is, it's the main part that people... Oh, look. Actually, let's talk about this. Practical effects before we get into filming. They are... I think the nice way of saying it is bloomin' scary. Yeah? What was the process of doing all this, the blood? I'm sure you love being covered in the fake blood most days as
a
well.
lot of money on fake blood.
Yeah,
lot.
I think between us
Minty
collectively,
flavoured.
we probably have about 15 bottles of fake blood at this point, at least. But we're very lucky in that all of us have a really broad range of skills. So, like, I grew up sort of in amateur theatre and doing backstage makeup and stuff. So I sort of had quite a bit of training from my mother, who's in the audience. Hi, Mum!
Oh, yeah, that reminds me last night. Hi, Mum! Hi! Hi, Mum! Hi! Sorry, continue.
Funny joke. So luckily, like a lot of us had sort of rough knowledge of things like special effects. There's a lot of wounds and all of that in the film. And we've obviously got our amazing infected there, who neither of them are here this weekend, but the clickers up there, they made all their own costumes. They're absolutely incredible, absolutely terrifying when you're walking around a dark building, come around a corner and just see one of those stood there, just waiting to be filmed in a red light.
And they always did it to me, every time. And it was when I was trying to go and find like a toilet or something, and then Hattie would be behind a cupboard.
Yeah. And things like hair, obviously most of us did our own wigs and hair, but we have Helen, who's in the audience. Helen, give us a wave, Helen.
Stand up, Helen.
Woo. Helen, who is Maria Miller. They are trained in hair, incredible, very good at what they do. And they've done a lot of like the natural hair cutting and stuff, so.
Yeah, I had like 2 haircuts one weekend.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I had 1, and then I had to go home for family emergency, and I went home with a messy haircut, and it never got finished.
It was meant to be, meant to be.
I love, if you couldn't hear that there, all I heard was, it's not my fault.
But a massive thing to mention with the film is costume weathering. We are filthy. And that's just been like a really, really important part of it. Like, we've all made sure that it's as in keeping with the world as possible in terms of the makeup, costumes, because we want, when you're working in a modern world, it's difficult to make locations look like The Last of Us that have been, you know, abandoned and overgrown. So by making the characters, you know, look rough, that really kind of adds to the universe and just makes it look a lot more detailed.
Did you not just buy like lots of plants and just put them on the walls and just like stick them on and then it's like, oh yeah, it's weathered, there we go.
We didn't do any dressing of any sets at all, did we? We specifically looked for studios and locations where we wouldn't have to do that, because that was just another job that we'd have to add to the list of things that we had to do.
Yeah.
And we only shot at weekends because everyone has full-time jobs, so we had to save as much time as possible when we got to the location. That we could just turn up and say, right, this is what we're doing here. Let's get these people together and let's just go, because it was just, we don't have time to do that in the process.
So let's actually talk about the filming. Obviously, you want to have a film that looks good, obviously, I hope. And obviously, that equipment is not cheap. You're obviously going to be filming outdoors. You're going to be filming in buildings that are going to be dark and might not have the lighting. So all the lighting, the cameras, all the technical aspects, again, costs a lot of money. I'm assuming you relied on a lot of friends who had that equipment and work with those people. And
luckily, a lot of the technical team, in terms of like the director, photographers, they had equipment that they would bring and offer to, you know, things like lights. So we had a bunch of lights that we could use.
It's basically all funded by our director and photographers. They've
all their equipment.
brought all their equipment in, and that's basically what we worked with the entire time.
We generally, as well as Sam who was filming, we generally had other people there as well who were coming in and doing little photo shoots and getting behind the scenes photos and stuff. So everyone brought all the photography kit, and we used that as our lighting and our setup. Sam's camera has a directional mic, so we picked up a lot of the sound and we did all the lines and stuff when we were there. But actually, next weekend we are doing some of the voiceover work that's going to go over the top of the film and re-recording some of the lines that will then go to Neve, who will mix into the track. So we're doing a whole digital audio digital replacement thing. ADR.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning as well that we are all not that experienced in this. We've all not really done films before, so we've kind of had to find out along the way how everything works, how you write a call sheet, how things are being planned, and it's been a massive learning curve for all of us, and we've all, I think, if I can speak for all of us, we've loved it.
That comes to the organisation from Nika. We had a call sheet every shoot that we did that was populated with the nearest hospital, what we were doing for lunch, times of when everything was going to happen.
Was it just the plain A4 sheet that says, turn up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was me in the
lunch.
chat, I think. Yeah. Everyone is telling everyone.
Make sure you're there.
If you're not there.
I will find you. But obviously, there's a lot of post-production going on right now, as you say, the music, the additional sound, and talk us through like this next process for you guys leading up to, because February is sneaking up on us. What is the kind of next stages that you are looking at?
So we have to get the last of the footage edited together in the next, I don't know, 12 minutes, because Sam is going to become a father any day now. So we have to get
Work, Sam, work.
So we have to get the footage together as soon as possible. But once that's done, everyone's working separately. So the audio stuff is going over to Kate and Neve, and they're working on that. In parallel to that, and something that we're doing separately, but we're putting an EP together as well, because they're both incredible musicians. So we're putting a 6-track EP together that will get released on Spotify at the same time. So that's all getting done with covers from songs. I won't say anything. Covers of songs that some may be in the film. That's all right, yeah?
Spoilers.
So once we've got all that together, the audio goes back to Sam. He filters everything back into the footage. And then I think after that, we're about done.
Well, no, the next bit is obviously the marketing. It's
Yeah.
making people aware of the project, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've done quite a good job of keeping everyone updated, trying to keep content coming out, even if it's photography we've done. And we've been trying to make some posters, some fun, like, behind the scenes, just keeping people interested and engaged with the film as we go along.
There's the posters.
There's some posters.
We actually have some of these with us today. I've got like 6 in my bag, so if anyone wants one, come and find us afterwards.
Come find us after. Yeah, so I work as a digital designer in film marketing, so this has been quite a fun experience for me to do something similar to my job, but as a personal project. So I don't have people telling me what to do. I can basically talk to these guys and go wild with it, which has been really fun.
that looks great! Oh my god!
So for marketing, that's been really fun, and we've been trying to keep that up on our social media pages, and that's something we're still going to be doing before release.
Yeah, word of mouth has been like a massive help in the project. So we were very lucky, like after we posted our original trailer, it got picked up by a lot of like Games Radar, Twinfinite, NME.
It was
sort
an
of
NME,
posted.
and Abby didn't know what NME was.
Everyone got excited, and I was like, "Who's our enemy?" And they were like, "No, the thing."
I am so glad you mentioned about what Abby doesn't know about. Because I'm going to totally embarrass you. So there is a prop on the fan film, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, what is this prop called again?
This was meant to stay between us, man.
Oh,
This
sorry.
was
No,
us-
I'm bringing it up. It's all coming out now. But what is this prop called, and what was the problem?
So, I got gifted by the very lovely Ben a Walkman. I know what a Walkman is, but I've never used one. So I got gifted it, and he had to video call me to teach me how to use the Walkman. And I was like,
This is
I have to
telling of
manually
Abby's age.
rewind it? Like, what?
What do you
not
mean you
playing,
meant to
it's
record
backwards.
the top 40 on a Sunday and hope the presenter... Be honest, who used to do that? Record the top 40 and hope the
Yeah, but now you've embarrassed me. I'm going to ask you to do your dial-up tone impression.
Oh, well, what, can you remember the name of the device that used to get us on the internet?
It began with an M.
Uh-huh. A modem. Do you want to hear a
Yes.
really bad... You didn't know what a modem was when we're chatting. Do you want to hear a really bad impression of a modem? All right? Here we go. It's like... Yeah? That was a modem. There you go.
Woo!
Yeah, thank you.
Hey.
I'll be here all weekend. If you want autographs of me with a modem, please.
You didn't know what dial-up internet was?
No, I knew what it was. Don't have context.
I feel like we need to
Anyway,
move on
Project
to the next
Spores.
slide,
Let's
don't
move
we?
on,
Yeah, Project
alright.
Spores, not how young is Abby? What does Abby not know?
Moving on.
She rang me and said, this Walkman's amazing. It's so sweet. Thank you. I said, oh, you're very welcome, Trent. I don't know how it works.
I was crying at that point as well, so it's just a mess all around, really.
So just to kind of go into a bit more detail on this, a lot of it is original music. You've got your
Yes.
composer, so they're working a lot on that now.
Yes.
What's kind of the process and discussions you've got to have? Because obviously it's going to be a lot of back and forth on, is this right for this scene? How does this like be so emotive? And
Yeah, so I got the very first draft of something from Kate yesterday to go over a couple of the scenes, and it's going to, that sort of style of music's going to follow 2 of the characters through the film. But Kate, who's doing that, you can see a banjo there on that middle picture. She studied the composition for The Last of Us music for the game for her dissertation at university. So she's doing it all in the same way that Gustavo made it for the game. And then I can't talk about Neve's process because I don't understand it. Witchcraft. It's amazing. So that the music that was on the trailer earlier, which is going live at
4 o'clock
4 o'clock today.
Be up on YouTube.
If you watch that and listen to the music, the drum beat is made up of sounds from the game. So it's like arrows hitting metal in the game and gunshots, and all of the sound that's on that track is built up from music in the game, and then Neve's incredible voice over the top of it.
Yeah, we've had to be incredibly. With the film, obviously, we want it to be as close to the Last of Us world as possible, but unfortunately, you have to be careful with things like copyright. We didn't want to post something, use material that could possibly get us almost like in trouble. Even though Naughty Dog have been incredibly supportive so far, we wanted to have music, that was the right length, so it matched, and we could sort of compose per character, and then, something that was custom to us so that it was ours, really. It's our baby.
And that's another thing, the whole copyright of it. We have to make it very clear the whole way through. It's a fan film. There's no profit for us. We don't make any money out of it. Anything that's left over in the budget, in the bank account at the end of it, will be going towards charity. There's going to be an LGBTQ plus charity and a PTSD charity.
And there's going to be a charity event. I don't know, just because we're talking about where the money's going, please.
Yes. That's we're going to be doing a screening for the release. So we're going to make that for charity, and we'll hopefully be releasing some tickets. So that will be exciting. So
that's going to be in February next year. We've got the cinema lined up now. That's all booked and done. So the cost of the cinema, and I think we're going to have a bit of a party afterwards. That'll all be covered by Spores, and then all the ticket sales, everything goes to charity as well. So.
Yeah, nothing of this is going into our pockets at all. What doesn't go into film goes straight to charity.
It's just
afterwards.
coming straight out of our pockets.
Yeah. Yeah.
We never did it for profit. We just wanted to make a film because we're passionate about The Last of Us. So keeping it non-profit was good for copyright, and
we wanted to explore the characters as well, because we haven't really talked about it, but the film itself, there's a lot of Last of Us content out there. Last of Us fans are insane. They are so talented, and there are so many projects out there. So we wanted to try and do something that's a little bit different. So the general gist of Spores is we're filling in the blanks. We're filling in stuff that happened between cutscenes that wouldn't have been seen in the game. So we've just had really fun, which Ben, I think, really enjoyed, kind of writing scripts not from the game. Like, you had to really go into the characters.
There's a couple of bits in there that are ripped straight from the game, but is that me?
It's all right, you're good.
But there's a lot of stuff in there that wasn't in the game, and that's been fun and draining and heartbreaking to try and put together as well.
We've had a few situations where we were like, wait, does this make sense with what's happening where in the game? Is this person there? And that has been fairly difficult because you kind of have to imagine you're the character.
Working out where the characters physically would be traveling in the game and stuff. Like, would they be in the same area at the same time? Their physical state, what would, injuries and stuff as well.
Especially as Naughty Dog is so detailed with all their, everything in the game. There's constant details everywhere, and we don't want, there's so many super fans who are looking at our stuff, so we want to do it justice, and as fans as well.
And that's the most tricky bit now, because we've got a lot of footage that Sam's done an absolutely incredible job of, but some of it we can't quite get it in where we want it because continuity-wise it doesn't make sense to what we're doing, and it's a really tricky balance of trying to do it but keep it true to the sort of the ethos of the game as well. So.
Well, I think you said the key word when it comes to fan films is you've got to have a passion for what you're doing, and realizing that if you want to do it right, if you want to kind of meet your own expectations as well, you've got to have that passion and working with people that are passionate. And have you found that with everyone having that passion, you've kind of played off each other and new ideas have come? I feel like there's a story coming here.
It's been, I mean, the Last of Us universe is a very harsh universe. And when, as a team, we've been amazing, but I think especially us three, we've had some really intense scenes we've had to work out, and a lot of the time we've finished the scenes and we've just held each other and cried for like 5 minutes. So because you really have to sort of get into that headspace. So if we didn't have a passionate team and a really amazing friend group, it just wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I think for Ben and me, because we've not done much acting before.
None.
I've also not done any acting before, and having to play such an emotional, intricate character. Like for me, I was like, oh, I have to get super emotional at certain scenes, and I found that super difficult.
You killed it though. Yeah, it was great.
But Ben and I
That's
had
all right.
Ben and I had a lot of talks about it. I mean, Abby also did some really emotionally heavy scenes, and as a non-experienced actor, I found that super challenging. And where is that going to come from? And I pulled most of that from the passion of our group. I wanted to do everyone proud in the group, and I felt like because everyone in the group is so great and passionate, that really helped me a lot in the process.
Yeah. Same.
Same. I've just realised the time, because I actually think we need to play the trailer again just before the end.
Cool.
But is there any sort of final things that you want to go through? Does anyone have any questions?
Any questions?
Yes? Yep, go on. I'll come out.
Not you.
That's it. God, I'm getting old. Here we go. I'll go around this way. Right, what's your question?
Do you have like an approximate runtime of what the final film will be? Like how long is it going to be?
Yes, we do. I tell you what, if we could have funded the film entirely by people asking, how long will the film be? When are you releasing it? We could have done like this 10 times over, honestly.
Yeah, so we're looking at around 20 to 30 minutes at the moment.
Is that right, Sam? 25 minutes.
25 minutes. We're still figuring out how long exactly, but that's about what we're going for.
And if anyone comes to the screening, we've got we've got the place for like an hour and a half, so we'll just keep watching it over and over again.
On loop.
On loop.
But is there any... sorry. Quick. Hello.
Was anyone affected by the puffball mushroom you found?
So, that's a really random story. Actual spores. We found actual spores. So the final shoot was like in the middle of, where was it? Epping Forest? Epping Forest. We just found a giant puffball mushroom, and we're just all giant kids. So Scott decided, I'm going to hit it like a golf ball. So, with an umbrella. So he like set it up to hit it. And the mushroom itself like traveled really far, but the cloud of spores just stayed. And we were like, all right, get away. And we all just sort of ran away and just watched it disperse like, nice.
That would have been an amazing article. Last
Everyone
of Us
dies.
fan film affected by spores. That was the promotion you needed.
I know.
But before we play the trailer, just to finish, is there any final points, again, if you just want to tell us about the social media, where people can find out more about the project and everything like that?
We're basically Project Spores everywhere. On Instagram, I think we have an underscore in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Twitter, Instagram,
YouTube,
TikTok.
TikTok that we're
Bit
very
abandoned,
we're very
but,
neglecting.
MySpace, I hear that's popular these days.
Yeah.
What's MySpace? I'm kidding.
For a second there.
And just thank you to everyone who supported it. Cause
This would not have been possible without people's support.
The whole thing has just been a couple of dweebs trying to make a film that they like the game.
We keep
and-
having this thing where we're like,
How did
we've
this
made a
happen?
film.
Yeah,
We're making a film.
but we couldn't have done any of it without people supporting it and getting involved and donating and just
The
hyping it up. It's been
team
amazing.
and
Yeah, and the Last of Us fandom is just so supportive. Like, we've had so much support from the fandom, and it's been really, really great.
So thank you.
They love it as well down there. You know,
Hey!
But should we watch the trailer one more time? I think we have it ready, I believe.
We're just watching it again.
Joel always said that people are bad. And that we're bad people. But how do you know which side you're really on? Maybe to someone else, you'll always be the bad person. No matter what you do to try and change that. I'm starting to think that he was right.
before we
Sam made
finish,
it.
thank you very much for joining us here on the live stage. Personally, I think we maybe need to convince MCM to maybe do a screening here in May as well. Would people be up for that? Yeah.
That would be cool.
See, now it's been said, I think MCM are going to be like, yeah, we're going to have to do that now. Yep. But no, first of all, well done, the whole cast and crew and everyone in the audience. I think you need to give it a stand up and a little bit of a bow.
Thank you for coming.
Stand up!
Stand up! Spores! 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 Spores!
To these guys.
Spores!
And of course, thank you very much, you three, for joining us on the stage
Thank
and
you very
telling
much.
us about
Thank you,
this
guys.
project. We can't wait to see it in February on YouTube, Project Spores. Let's hear it for our panelists as well.
Thank you!
Thank you very much.
Thanks, CJ. Thank you.
And if
for
anyone has any
embarrassing
more
me.
questions or
I had no
anything,
choice.
please come up to us. We're here the rest of the day. We're
Also,
So we're
free
gonna go and eat
posters. Free posters.
free posted.
Free posters.
So just hang around here. Any question, if you want to talk to them, they will be around. But thank you very much, guys,
Oh, I
for
think
joining
we-
us.
I think
Really
we had a-
appreciate it.
oh, no, we had a small question there. But
Oh, we have a question. Do you have a question? Okay, come on.
Hello.
The panel's still going. Screw it.
I saw a small arm.
How much money did you spend altogether on it?
4 Haribos
That's a bad
and £2.
question. That's not a good question. I don't know. I think Nika sort of suggested maybe about 2K with.
Probably about £2,000.
Yeah.
But
That doesn't. I don't think that really includes
travel,
travel.
cameras.
We put in ourselves, costumes. I think we got.
Let's say £2,000.
Yeah,
Let's
about-
say
about-
£2,000.
Yeah, we'll leave it at a safe number
Yeah.
that won't make us cry.
That's
Yes.
quite a lot. Yeah. Don't ask Santa for £2,000 for Christmas or anything like that. Any of us? Do you know what? I'm going to ask. Anyone got anyone of us just before we finish? All right. Let's. Okay. I'm not going anywhere now by the looks of it. All right.
Just want to ask, what's your background in terms of filmmaking and acting? Is it just something that you've done?
None.
None at all?
None.
So you
barely,
haven't studied
barely
it?
anything. Like,
I'm an engineer. Nika's a graphic designer.
I'm a digital designer in film marketing, so that's helped for me with the social media side of it.
Yeah.
Abby's obscenely talented at everything that she does.
I've done some like basic. Worry, that was me. I've done some like basic acting before on stage, but nothing of this level. But it's been really nice to do something in this context because I've always done acting on stage. So to be able to be like, let's redo that is great. Really nice.
Sam's done photo shoots and like cosplay videos and stuff before, but nothing of this skill. So we're just working it out as we go along.
Yeah, I think
Good question. Thank you.
I think a lot of us are really passionate about film, so that's really helped. And the group, of course, like everyone helps each other out with everything, but in experience, we don't have
None.
much at all.
None.
Well, and the good thing is, we get to
Thank you.
pretend that's the end of the panel again, so you get another round of applause. Let's hear it.
Hey! Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, everyone.